All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last series of the night here. We have a best of three series for you guys. AFKK going up against NK, two teams we don't know much about, but what we do know is that NK was the team that defeated the mighty E, aka MUFC. So they've got some skills, and let's see if those skills are enough to pay the bills. I'm Zyori, joining me is Min, as well as GM Mischyz. Min, talk to me, babe. How you feeling?
Babe.
Babe.
Man, I got away with that line with Breaky a few times, and I thought I could get away with it here. My bad. Man, how are you feeling, my friend?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, to be serious, I'm quite looking forward on NK skills actually, because they really defeated E, which is a really very strong team, and yeah, so we like to see how would they perform in this game.
Yeah, me as well. I'm really quite curious. So again, guys, it is a best of three. This is the upper set of semifinals. The lower set is presumably going on simultaneously. The finals will not be today. The finals will be at a later date, sometime in September, I believe. I don't know that the dates are 100% finalized, but it will be a much different setting than kind of like this. Again, it is a LAN environment. All of these teams are in the LAN center at Selangor, Malaysia, and well, they're going to duke it out for a chance to make it to the finals, for a chance to make it to the big wigs in Bangkok on whatever that big tournament is, 500K. Anyhow, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bans here. The first ban going to be here for NK over on the Hellborn side, and it is Meraxis, followed up by Fade, Bubbles, Armadon, Polywog, Priest, Aluna, Torturer, and we do have one more ban to go. Of course, the teams, the AFK Kings over here on the Legion and over on the Hellborn. I'm forgetting their team name already. And, oh, this was the guy that hangs on the stats. Oh, yeah, oh, yes, here we go. No Camlin. Yes. Oh, right, I recall now. The team name we did not understand. Magebang going to be that last ban. Man, what are you thinking? Pretty normal bans.
Yeah, pretty normal bans. Nothing much stands out, seriously. Yeah, it's always like very quick, quite static for these past few games. The bans are quite static.
Well, here we are going to see Pebbles actually make it through the banning phase, which is a little bit of a rarity, and of course he's going to be first picked here. We've been seeing first picked Polywog Priest pretty consistently when he's been left available here, so he is going to get banned this time, and I'm actually pretty darn excited to see some Pebbles play. It's been a while since I've seen a Pebbles, certainly the first time in this little casting session that we've done, so I'm honored that we're going to get to see some Pebbles action. Forsaken Archer going to get picked up. Yeah, we'll see what they do to complement. Now, Min, what are you thinking as far as laning and combos with Pebbles? Because for me, just like Armadon, the first thing that comes to mind is Nymphora right away. Pebbles, Nymphora, tearing up that mid lane. You think NK is going to go for it?
Yeah, they could actually go for Nymphora because the other issue was the mana issue, because Pebbles really needs a lot of mana, and Nymphora most probably is the best tag with Pebbles because it solves most of the issues. He has stuns, he has heal, he has teleport, he has everything. It's such a great support. I mean, why pass it down?
I 100% agree, my friend. I honestly think there is no greater lane duo than a good Pebbles Nymphora. Although Pebbles Glacius actually can be quite deadly as well. But there it is. They're going to grab that Nymphora right away. NK is not messing around. I already like these guys, man. That is definitely the way I would have gone. Wretched Hag going to be picked up as well. Certainly a good compliment to their roster. Now, suicide lanes are going to be a little interesting here. Of course, Hag's been picked up for NK, but Bubbles is banned, and he would be kind of my go-to right now if I was on the AFK Kings. So I'm sort of curious where they're going to go from here.
Yeah, maybe they're going to pick another supporter and a suicide lane and a mid laner. So yeah, but I don't really know who they are going to go for.
And, you know, also interesting to note, Tempest has made it through here as well. Tempest is still on the board, and we've seen Tempest banned quite a bit tonight, or this afternoon, this morning, whatever you want to call it. It'd be awesome to see some Tempest play. I would love to see a good Tempest. You know, I wouldn't even mind seeing an in-lane Tempest. You know, everyone is so afraid to throw Tempest in lane these days, and there's nothing like a good Ophelia jungle Tempest solo close lane. It's quality stuff, man. So we don't see plays like that anymore. I'd love to see it here.
Tempest is actually good at a suicide lane because yeah, he actually works pretty well if you use him good enough because the elementals it can deny the creep, that's one, and the elemental can actually help you to deny and push back the lane faster. So it's a very good solo lane hero. So yeah, and if I'm in their case, I would like recommend them to pick up Tempest right here, and as it works well with 4-second Archer's piercing arrow.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's one a good choice.
Yeah. So Tundra, Magnus here, and again, we made that comment about Tundra last game. The high skill cap, we haven't seen too many teams jumping all over Tundra, but he's going to be utilized here. And what are they going to do with that last pick? I have to imagine it'll be arranged. I guess some of that will depend on what NK does here. And they have quite a few options. I mean, really, they need a lane duo, though, or I suppose a jungler and a solo. If I were on NK, I'd be looking pretty damn hard at that Tempest Electrician combo. Throw a solo close lane Electrician, Suicide Hag, Tempest in the jungle. That could work very, very nicely. That would be a nice synergistic team. I don't know that they're going to do that, but of course, just my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and their line is pretty solid if they pick up Tempest right there, and
wow.
Rampage is going to pick up here. Yeah.
They take a completely different route. I don't think I ever would have predicted Rampage Plague Rider here, so interesting choices nonetheless, and I will be curious to see how this one pans out. Now, Rampage, that's a hero we can talk about a little bit when we get into the game. He actually kind of brings a lot to the table. He's sort of written off as sort of a joke of a hero, and he does play sort of a specific role against heroes with no escape mechanism. And one thing he can do very well is take somebody out of the game. And he can consistently kind of grief someone. Because don't forget, that Rampage, just like Pandemonium, his abilities go through Shrunken Head, that ultimate as well as his bash. And that's one of the things that makes him so deadly. He really can shut down pretty much anyone, and there's... well, just no way to stop him from pulling you out of position. Of course, that last pick, though, going to be the mighty Witch Slayer.
Yeah, so wow, they had actually 3 supports. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, and that is rather peculiar. I imagine it's going to be a tri-lane. The question is, who are they going to put solo?
Yeah, it's most probably Magma's gonna go solo.
Either Magnus or Witch Slayer. It's really hard to say. You know, a nice solo mid Witch Slayer can actually do quite a bit of work, but Magnus can also solo very easily. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Witch
Definitely.
Slayer is a good choice.
Yeah. Sorry, what we said? Witch Slayer what?
He's a good choice to go solo lane.
Oh, yeah. I actually really like solo Witch Slayer. I prefer seeing more of a dominating sort of like a no-tail style Witch Slayer than a, in the words of Breaky CPK, ward bitch support Witch Slayer. I don't know. I think he really can, if he takes off a little bit. That ultimate can be so effective if you play him super aggressive, kind of like a Pyromancer. But we'll see. We'll see how they choose to lane it. Over on the Hellborn side, they should have fairly straightforward lanes here, and Amphora Pebbles, I imagine, will be together. And I guess that leaves them with a Plague Rider Rampage lane, and then, of course, a solo Hag. Kind of interesting. Rampage is picking up the hatchet, and we'll see how it works out. I have a feeling Amphora Pebbles will be headed mid. It looks like that's where they're going now, and I like that choice a lot. I think they're kind of best suited for the mid lane.
Yeah, normally if there's a Pebbles and an Amphora on a team, so they will usually do dual mid, and yeah, it works out pretty well always.
Yeah, definitely right. And let's go ahead here. Oh, actually, I'm gonna update the title of the stream very quickly. Okay, so, you know, per usual, stuck in a pause here. So it does give us an opportunity to look at Rampage a little bit, and again, he really does bring a fair bit to the table, even though he's written off as a bit of a joke. Kind of depends on how they choose to play him here. They may have him sit back and just farm quite a bit, but as the game continues, he really will be able to grief someone. I mean, he works so well to shut down someone like a Soul Stealer, someone like a Tempest. He can really be hell in a hand basket, so to speak. Maybe perhaps Forsaken Archer, Fatty over here, will be his primary target of choice. So hopefully we can resume pretty quickly. I'm actually a little bit curious. Oh gosh, how do you change the shop? I actually used to know that, but I can't remember.
Set save, then change use _ old shop 1.
Well, if you feel like being a nice guy, you could type it to the folks that are slow.
I think it does not work anymore. I'm not sure. I have heard rumors that the command does not work anymore.
Oh. Mischyz, crack the whip.
Can I tell them the command, Mischyz?
Yeah. Does it still work though? I thought that it didn't anymore.
Yeah, I heard it does not work anymore, but...
Well, you just made a new friend, Min.
GG. I'm not sure if it works anymore.
Sounds like a wind tunnel. What are you doing?
Yeah, it is. Hold on. Is it better?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. It's like a wind tunnel.
It does. It's like it's
Sorry,
Skype
babe, I live in a cave.
doing that background noise thing.
Yeah, hold on. See what's up.
Oh.
Yeah, it does not work anymore.
Doesn't work anymore. Well.
I thought everyone should be used by the old shop by now, no?
I kind of like the new shop. It's grown
Yeah,
on
I
me.
can too.
I didn't used to like it, but now I like it. I feel good about it. It makes me feel better about me, and that's really what I'm going for in a shop. Oh, man. I mean, just... Yeah.
Is Zyori back in Han? Wanna answer that question?
No, I don't.
Yes, he is. Just for you.
Well,
I mean, your spokesperson.
Mischyz, what's your hourly rate to be my agent officially? I think we need to make this an official deal. I need Mischyz, GM Mischyz as the official spokesperson.
PM me in private for more details. We can work it out.
Need to make this happen. I'm sure I can't afford you. I'm sure you're outrageously expensive.
I know, right? Is the goal and experience bar bugged again?
Is what? What goal?
Is the goal and experience bar
My experience?
on top? Is it bugged again?
Let's get it on.
The goal and experience bar on top.
Oh, yeah. Is it black? No.
No, is it bugged? Isn't it supposed to be equal?
Oh, I think it will level out, I hope. I think it will like level out once the creeps spawn. Maybe. I don't know. That bar does crazy stuff. I like the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. That's all I care about.
Okay.
I'm a numbers guy. Okay, oh yeah, we're casting a game here. Okay, so where were we? Min, what happened? We got off track. We got derailed.
Yeah, we were talking about Rampage.
Yes. Oh, Rampage. How could we have stopped talking about Rampage? He's incredible, man. He does he's okay. He fills a specific niche. One thing about Rampage, though, that is really handy is he does have quite a bit of lane presence. With that predictable bash, of course, the Horn Strike now is not RNG based, but it's every X attacks. So you can actually time it quite effectively and be quite potent with it. If it's in a skilled hand, so to speak. Also is a great tool for just last hitting. He is fairly easy to farm with. Does have pretty solid lane presence, but we'll see. I'm actually excited to see what skill build he does here, as well as item build, because hell, I don't get to see Rampage too often.
Yeah, I don't get to see Rampage too often as well in competitive scene, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So how are these lanes actually going to finish off here? We did go over them a little bit, and it is going to be Nymphora Pebbles in the mid. It looks like they're going to do the old switcheroo here. Hag going to head up to the top, and Plague Rider going to move down to the bottom here to go long lane with Mr. Rampage. In the bottom, that is going to be a close lane Tundra. In the mid, a solo Witch Slayer, and then last but certainly not least, the mighty tri-lane Forsaken Archer Magnus. And who is this little straggler? Oh, that's Humble Glacius. They're going to be in the top lane. So, Min, we talked a little bit. Thoughts overall, though? You got any problems with this lane setup here?
No, it's pretty fine, I think. Looks like Glacius actually went to mid. I thought it would be a tri-top, but they know that it's against a Ratchet Hack, and yeah, they don't need 3 person at top. So why not duo mid since it's against Nymphora and Pebbles? Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think that is indeed the right choice. You don't really need 3 people to go up against Wretched Hag, and 2 should be more than enough to keep her kind of at bay and allow old Fatty here to pick up some farm. A lot of Forsaken Archer play too. Why is it over here on the SEA client we see so much more Forsaken Archer play?
Yeah, because one thing is Forsaken Archer he can actually immobilize one, and secondly, his ultimate is very powerful. So, yeah, he's greatly picked. But one thing bad about it is his damage is really low, and he can't do much damage without any items. So, yeah, I don't really know why people like Forsaken Archer so much, but yeah, that's the main reason that he's really item dependent. But he has very strong skills like Piercing Arrow and Crippling Volley.
Yeah, I mean, Forsaken Archer's definitely a fine hero. I mean, I'm not trying to indicate that Forsaken Archer shouldn't be picked up so much. It's just sort of curious that she's the go-to carry. You know, I guess what I'm getting at is why Forsaken Archer over someone like Silhouette? You know, why not see them a little more? You know, the international client, at least from my knowledge, Silhouette at least is a little bit more popular, or used to be. Maybe.
Yeah. It used to be after the nerf. It's not so popular because
nerfed.
Yeah.
Did I miss those patch notes? I might have been not paying attention.
The tree, right? The tree. He cannot use it against NC anymore. It does not hurt the creep.
Oh.
Yeah, still let second skill.
I see. All right. Well, all right. That answers that question. Damn, you really shut me down there. No, that is good to know. I mean, Forsaken Archer is definitely strong. I certainly get that. It's just interesting that we see her so much. Part of the reason I think is because she has a stun, you know, with the crippling volley, but mostly because the piercing arrows synergizes so well with these kind of ultimate stack teams. You know, if you have a Magnus, if you have a Tempest, or you know, a Kraken, what have you. She kind of synergizes nicely with that, but also plays the sort of hard carry role as you get into that later game. So. Kind of a jack of all trades almost. She fits into an array of different rosters, so I suppose that plays into it. So looks like we may be ready. Hopefully, be honest, I'm starting to run out of steam a little bit here. I hope we can just get this game going.
Oh my god.
I don't think so.
Mischyz, I don't know, man.
Don't do this to me. I can't do it.
It's like when you're what's that thing where you like run on a treadmill and you like hang candy in front of you but you can never get it, you know? Like you put the stick with the, you know what I'm talking about?
There you go. Look at that. You got your candy.
I wish I had candy. I should have bought some candy.
Okay. If you come to Ventura, bring candy for me.
Okay. Yum yum.
Big Japanese candies.
Okay, sounds good. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so we are now resuming. We're getting into this game, baby. We got this game number 1. Best of 3 series here between AFK Kings and NK here. So, where were we? We were talking about Rampage, and then we got off track again. I think we talked about Rampage enough. Oh yeah, Glacius roaming to the mid, and I do like that choice. As we mentioned, I think that makes a lot of sense, and that will stop Pebbles here from being a complete bully. Because if it was just solo Witch Slayer against Pebbles Nymphora, yeah, that would be rough for Witch Slayer, especially once Pebbles Nymphora hit level 3, level 4, and that's when this duo really starts to become quite deadly. The other issue, though, is seeing these two heroes, very squishy heroes. It is double stun, but still, I reckon that Nymphora Pebbles will be able to pick on one of these squishies once they get a few more levels on them.
Yeah, that's definitely right.
So down here in the bottom lane, we do have Rampage. This Rampage Plague Rider going up against Tundra. Let's take a look at the farm. How's Rampy doing here? He's sitting 11-5, and poor Tundra sitting only 3-0. So Rampage is off to one hell of a start as far as farm is concerned. And well, looks like he's going to continue on sort of the same that he has been. Like I said, I'll be really curious to see what he does in the way of stat build and item build. He did go level 2, Might of the Herd in the mid lane here. We could see some, well, we are seeing some action. Could see a first blood come out. And no, just damage exchange on both sides. Pebble's going to be able to survive. He's already got that bottle, so he is in good shape. But yeah, I was going to comment, level 2, Might of the Herd. So going for, I guess, the more defensive Rampage build is fair to say, Min? No charge.
Yeah, no charge.
And
yeah, so he's like...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so I think Rampage is going more on a farm build than like just roaming around and help to charge. Actually, Rampage fits as a carry hero, but not a full carry, but a semi-carry. He really hurts quite a lot when he has items. Yeah, that's no joke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely right. I mean, again, he's a snowball hero. He can get out of control pretty quickly, especially if he gets a lot of early farm, like he is here, sitting 21-11 here, 3 minutes in. That is damn impressive. He is way out pardon me, way out farming pretty much everyone else in this game. Forsaken Archer, the second leading farmer here up in the top lane, doing very nicely against Wretched Hag. In the mid lane, Pebble's going to be in a little bit of trouble, and that's going to be the end of him. Bloodlust coming out, says Breaky CPK. Glacius going to be the one to pick up that last hit. And could be some action up in the top. Hag going toe-to-toe with Forsaken Archer, trying to juke the volley. It's not going to happen. Looks like Hag may go down. That's going to be the end of our Fatty. Going to be able to pick up that kill. Very nicely done. That's going to be 2-0, 4 minutes in here. 2 lanes now going in favor of the AFK Kings.
Yeah. So it looks like Wretched Hag is too overconfident out there. He's like, oh, damn, I'm going to juke the creeping volley, but no, he does not. Then, yeah. Yeah, punished.
Well, he did do a pretty good job. I mean, he made Forsaken Archer think twice, but you're ultimately right. Maybe it's a little bit more difficult to juke the volley when you don't have boots. That's really the key part there. If he had boots, then maybe, but that was a pretty bold move considering he's running on just flat movement speed here. Really, got to give him some credit for the man-ups. Unfortunately, it didn't work, though. So anyhow, glancing back at the GPMs, Rampage, well, still in good shape, but Forsaken Archer really reaping the benefits, picking up that early kill. Unfortunately, Pebbles now fallen a little bit behind, and this is one of the sort of double-edged sword aspects of the Pebbles Nymphora in the mid lane. We're going to hold that bit of analysis here as Pebbles getting a little bit too aggressive. Again, Magma supporting this mid lane very nicely, and that's going to be the end of him. Berserker going to be the one to pick up that kill. Nymphora looks like she's going to be able to survive. Yes, she will. Graveyard Stun not going to be up in time. So, again, even furthering that point, Pebble's really struggling now. And kind of the double-edged sword of this lane combo, you kind of need to get some kills. At the very least, you can't concede deaths because Pebbles, he snowballs one way or the other. He either gets out of control or he falls off the face of the planet. Very rarely is he somewhere in the middle where he's just kind of a utility hero, at least in my limited experience. This is going to be rough for our Hellborn team here for game number 1. 0-2 Pebbles this early on really, really hurts this strategy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this strategy actually should be a win. I mean, yeah, perhaps their side lane is not controlling very well, so it gives a loophole for Legion team to send like 2 supports down to mid lane to assist Reach Layer and yeah, to actually counter their strategy and not letting Pebbles to have any farms to farm early PK or and such. Yeah, so.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you have to compliment what Magnus has been doing, moving around, and yeah, like you were saying, not giving him any breathing room whatsoever. So far, it's working very nicely. Witch Slayer, though, may find himself in a bit of a sticky wicket. Is Nymphora going to be able to get that last auto attack off? She is not. That is a very unfortunate situation. You need to capitalize on those kills, especially in a situation like this. Pebbles is so far behind already. He needs to make that farm up. Pretty much any way that he can. Down here in the bottom lane, we're going to see Rampage set up a kill on the Tundra, and that is the Rampage combo right there. Open with the ultimate, And not much that Tundra could do. Level 6 Rampage, only level 5 Tundra with Avalanche. That may have been a different story. So that bottom lane going to go in favor of the Hellborn team. That's going to help level things out a little bit. 3-1, but the golden experience deficit is pretty much negligible here 7 minutes in.
Yeah, that's right. So, but it looks like, well, Forsaken Archer is farming pretty well, I can say, at 300 GPM mark. Almost near, yeah. So it's not that bad. At least Forsaken Archer is farming well. And for the Rampage, well, he has a higher GPM right now, and it's like in great shape, definitely. So they might need to gank, I mean, control Rampage instead of just focusing on Pebbles at the mid lane. Yeah.
Yeah. The question on my mind though is when is the right time, and oh my gosh, Glacius is going to have 6 hit points and still walk away. That was just not a good combination of abilities right there. That should have been a free kill onto Glacius. Instead, Nymphora gets turned around on. Nice chuck from Pebbles to get Tundra back into tower range, but unfortunately they can't really do much besides that. Hag going to blink forward, needs to be a little bit careful here, and we see somebody coming in. In comes Magnus, and uh-oh, Pebbles may find himself in a bit of a sticky situation. Oh, never mind, there's not going to be any follow-up, but the Berserker is here, joining the party. Question on the back of my mind, though, is when is Rampage going to join the party? When is he going to say, I've had enough farming, it's time for me to start charging around the map and setting up ganks? The time has not come, and I really haven't a clue when that time will come. Looks like he is going to be going for Alchemist Bones here. He does have the 2 Gloves of the Swift. So an interesting choice. We'll see how it pays off for him. Up in the top lane, we did miss Plague Rider getting taken out as well. Witchslayer actually picking up that kill.
Yeah, that's right. So we can see a Rampage, a carry Rampage here, well, to be exact, because he's actually going for Alchemist Bones that we don't usually see, even in pub games. Yeah, there is something new. Yeah. But I would like to see owning Rampage as a carry role.
Yeah, you know, and I kind of would as well. Like I said before, I love seeing different hero picks, different you know, kind of experimentations of what you can do with lineups. So seeing Rampage in this kind of a role is definitely a little bit refreshing. Courier going to be bringing down the Alchemist Bones recipe there. He also has his Steam Boots complete, so he is really in great shape. Let's get that GPM chart. 400 GPM. He's a hop and a skip ahead of everyone else in this game. Forsaken Archer, as you mentioned, still farming very nicely, but you know, kind of hiding in the shadows of Mr. Rampage down there in the bottom lane. Uh-oh, up in the top, Forsaken Archer. You're going to be in some trouble, hun. And, oh, the Bat Blast totally going to whiff, actually. I don't know why I wouldn't just save it until Rampage connects with a bash, but they get the kill. Nonetheless, Rampage is there to save the day. Glacius going to come in, and he will be able to survive. So a bit of a misplay there from Hag, but still nicely done to pick up the kill in exchange for none. Fatty going to have a one-way ticket to the grave.
Yeah, actually, the bat blast was not needed.
Probably could have just saved it. I mean, it's just like Rampage is about to hit him. He's gonna get bashed. Just save it for a few seconds, and it becomes so much easier to land. But luckily, that would have been really bad if he ended up getting away. That's when that would have just been like, yeah, about that. But it worked out in the end, so we can't be too critical, I suppose. Pebbles, though, is making a recovery. He is now well above 200 GPM, which isn't really too much of a feat, but compared to where he was, that is good news. And he's getting close to maxing the combo. Level 3 Stalagmites, level 3 Chuck, and he'll be hitting level 8 kind of in the near future here. We'll see what they can do. Of course, when Nymphora hits level 6, that's when this duo really starts to become quite scary.
Yep. When Nymphora hit level 6, they can actually set up many things. I mean, with Pebble at least, like can just pot at the back and just stun toss and dead.
Yep, absolutely. They can really be quite the nuisance to deal with. That's one of the things I love about this combo is even in the later game, how do you counter it? You know, how do you counter Nymphora's ultimate? And, you know, some people say ward, some people say, well, the Tundra Bird, and that's true. That helps, but there isn't really a great way to stop a good Nymphora, someone who kind of ports incognito off of vision and all that kind of stuff. And it can be really hard to deal with. You sort of always have to be on your toes and recognize that there could be a Pebbles hiding in the trees at every turn. We're going to see some aggression here in the mid lane. Nymphora is going to fall. Pebbles going to throw the Stalagmite, but he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to chuck Plague Rider forward, and uh-oh, Plague Rider may not be so happy about it. Yep, there's the silver bullet. He's going to go down all the while in the top lane. Wretched Hag almost in a little bit of trouble. Going to be able to blink away before Glacius can get the slow off. So this Legion team still starting to pull ahead in kills here, but interestingly enough, they're really not that far ahead. They're really not doing so well in the farm game. This Rampage is kind of throwing a wrench in the mix with that Alchemist Bones. He's making up for a lot of the deficit that his team is representing here because he's just so far ahead of everyone else. So I guess the question is Rampage carry going to be good enough to keep this Hellborn team alive?
Yeah, I think I'm not really sure because I don't see Rampage as a carry much often, and yeah, I don't know how it works well.
Yeah, in the mid lane here, we're going to see Tundra get taken out. A nice chuck backwards from Pubbles. Nicely done there to secure a kill. And, you know, it's not that the Hellborn team is really on their last leg, but, you know, they are now finally starting to get the better of the farm on this map. They were behind for quite some while, and now they're kind of in good shape. Glancing at GPMs again, Forsaken Archer is just farming away up here at the top lane, but she's still within acceptable parameters. Certainly not quite up to par with what Rampage is at. Going to see in the mid lane, Berserker gets taken out. My apologies for missing the beginning of the action. Plague Rider ulti going to come out, not going to catch any bounces. There's not going to be any follow-up either as Glacius runs into the trees. A port comes in from Tundra, and they might be able to set something up. Do we have an Avalanche? Indeed we do. Nymphora is going to fall. Avalanche not even used. That's going to be the end of Tundra. Double tap coming out from Emo Slime here. We're going to see Wretched Hag come in. There's the Slagmites. Rampage as well. Oh, the ultimate on Tundra. That's going to be the end of Emo Slime. Sorry, buddy, but that is a first-class ticket to the grave. Witch Slayer taking some auto-attack damage. He'll be able to survive as well. So this Hellborn team coming out ahead in that fight, I think. Well, actually, kind of an even exchange when it's all said and done. However, it was enough for Pebbles to pick up that portal key in transit via the courier.
Yeah, so... Oh, Pebbles actually picked up his portal key.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, he can really snowball really hard right now, and he can instant kill almost anyone from the team, maybe except Tundra. Yeah, so it's really devastating for Legion team right now. They have to plant more wards and get have more map awareness on Pebbles.
Warding is going to be so crucial, and I think Tundra is going to have to get a lot more active with that W here pretty quick. He needs to be scouting with that Hawk, not only for Pebbles with that portal key, but also just for charging from Rampage. He's level 11 now. He's at the point. You can kind of expect him to be charging anytime he's got that ultimate up to try and set up a kill. So that's another thing to keep in mind. There are ways to deal with Rampage if you kind of know that he's coming, at least positionally, but yeah. We'll see. Rampage with about 1,300 in the bank here. I think he's going to be picking up a Frostburn, but he very well may be just moving into that Shrunken Head. Hard to say with that Mighty Blade, but he's got plenty of income here, and actually going to pick up a Quick Blade, so I reckon that's going to be the Frostburn. Yep, there's the Ice Brand.
Yeah, but I would recommend that he actually do a Shrunken Head right here because there's like so many CCs for the Legion team. Yeah, so he might just charge in and just die instantly. So
yeah,
it would be a safer route if he do a Shrunken Head build.
Yeah, I agree with you for the most part, though. The one deterrent here that may be changing his perspective a little bit, we're going to see a beautiful combo on a Forsaken Archer, nicely done by the Nymphora Pebbles combo. That's what it's all about, baby. Insta-gibbing the carries. Very nicely done. Tundra, though, he, of course, Avalanche does go through Shrunken Head, so perhaps Rampage is thinking, well, it's not worth the investment because if I get that, it's going to make me a prime target for Avalanche anyway. So I don't know. I mean, I would agree with you. I think the Shrunken Head probably would make things a little bit easier, given there's still Magma, Switch Slayer, the Crippling Volley, and Glacius. Yeah, that's still a hell of a lot of disable. It's going to make things tricky. In the mid lane, speaking of Rampage, looks like he's going to get caught in kind of an awkward situation here. The Plague Rider ulti going to come out, and actually they're going to be able to pick up a kill. Rampage somehow going to be able to survive, sitting with 68 hit points here. Witch Slayer taking a bit of damage. I don't know how Rampage survived that. Beautiful Plague Rider ulti, though, turning it around, and that's the end of Glacius. Up in the top lane, Pebbles trying to do something against Forsaken Archer, but not enough solo DPS.
Yeah. So really, very, very lucky for Rampage down there. Managed to escape his death like by, wow, just like 1 inch, he's dead, and he's like, wow, managed to escape well.
Yeah.
Most, I think it's the thanks to Plague Rider's ultimate, and managed to scare the team off away. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely right, good sir. Other items that have been picked up, I actually don't see a hell of a lot. Forsaken Archer has picked up a Sustainer, so probably going to be working towards a Nullstone. Which is probably a wise choice here. Get a little bit of a tanky build going on against all the burst. I think magic armor, those Mystic Vestments would be a worthy pickup as well. Nice triple stack here for the Legion team. The AFK Kings getting some pretty solid map control, and going to be able to pick up some of this farm. Forsaken Archer going to be able to pick up a fair bit of. I thought he might die there for a second. Was getting a little bit nervous. Playing with fire, man. One more auto attack from that Dragon Master, and he would have been dunsies. He would have been in Frownsy Townsies, just like, damn. What am I thinking? So action slowing down a little bit here, but Hellborn side is pulling ahead. They're making a nice recovery. Looking at the GPM chart, yeah, things are on the up and up comparatively. Rampage still just way ahead of everyone else, man. He is the outlier in this set of data. He's farming away down in the bottom. He did pick up that tier 2 tower, or tier 1 tower, pardon me, down in the bottom lane. Did you see Pebbles combo down? Well, we didn't see it, but Pebbles did just combo down Witch Slayer, and he's going to be able to bottle up that invisibility. So Pebbles has definitely made a recovery here. He is now the 3rd leading farmer in this game, sitting 3-2-2. That portal key really worth its weight in gold, allowing him to set up some of these kills.
Yeah, definitely, because with portal key actually has the Pebbles full advantage. You can just blink and stun toss any one of them and do huge damage to them. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, they got invisible here and Pebbles is invisible, so they know that Pebbles is invisible, but looks like they got to, yeah.
Oh, Pebbles playing with fire, buddy. He has no idea the rev is down. And I'm surprised they didn't go for that, man. That was an avalanche waiting to happen. And I think, yeah, they've AFKK, man. They've lost their opportunity. That was money smacking him in the face, man.
Yeah, that was a free kill.
Pebbles was
in
the bottom lane. Yeah, there it is. I saw it, and I was adjusting my headset. Clicked too late, but rinse and repeat with this Pebbles Nymphora combo. They're doing a great job staying active with that, identifying opportunities and capitalizing. There's the Avalanche going to come out onto Rampage. He's going to get taken down. That's a lot of magic damage. Not surviving this one. The Bat Blast going to come in. It looks like this could be the end of a couple heroes here, taking a lot of bounces on that Plague Rider ulti. Doing a hell of a lot of damage there. Tundra's dangerously low. Witch Slayer's still alive. He's going to be sipping up that bottle. They're going to be able to finish off Emo Slime here as they come in. Whoa, Witch Slayer, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble, buddy. The Zeal not going to connect. Is the Stalagmites there? Nope, not going to find it. Witch Slayer actually may be able to survive this tier 1 tower in the mid lane, though. He's going to fall upon hard times. We got a recession here in the mid lane. This tower's going down.
Yeah, maybe not. They're not
Actually,
really trying to push, yeah.
You might be right. The tower may be going down. Alright, I got a little bit excited. Sorry. They actually don't have too much of a pushing team. But I think they could have pressured that tower a little bit harder. But, yeah. It's fine. No problem. Really no rush. I understand why the Hellborn team is playing this kind of defensively. I mean, they really are in no rush at this state of the game. They don't need to be. They truthfully do not need to be. They've got Forsaken Archer on lockdown right now. They know she's not going anywhere. Their Rampage is just continuing to spiral out of control thanks to those Alchemist Bones. Now that Pebbles recovering, you got to be feeling pretty good. I imagine Pebbles will be picking up a Soul's Bulwark here in the near future, and that is really going to help some of the team mechanics here between Pebbles and Mr. Rampage.
Yeah, so they can really take their time. I mean, total all the way, like playing defensive, and when they got a chance, just catch them. Rampage charge or Pebbles stun toss. Yeah, so, and they got Nymphora as well, so they can't really solo creeping a lane.
Yeah,
especially for Forsaken Archer.
Well, it's absolutely true. I mean, the 2 times Forsaken Archer has tried, he's been caught out with that Pebbles Nymphora combo, and it goes back to the point I made. How do you counter that? How do you counter Nymphora Pebbles? You can do things to limit its effectiveness, but I don't really know of anything you can do to truly counter you know, sort of what they've been doing to shut down this Forsaken Archer. Up in the top lane, though, you're exactly right. They can't afford to split up, so what does that mean? Well, NK is going to have the opportunity to take out some towers. They grab that tier 1 up in the top lane, and hell, they're probably just going to keep pushing. May pressure this tier 2 in the mid lane as well. Or in the top lane, pardon me. In the mid lane, I have a feeling these two are going to try to do what they can. Nymphora, though, she's going to get taken out. Pebbles is just heading for the hills. He's like, sorry, I threw a stun. I don't know what else you want me to do. Magmus, he's going to get chucked. He's going to fall. Very nicely done. They make it a 1-for-1. Hag going to go in. Where's the Bat Blast? Not enough mana. Oh, that's unfortunate for Hag. That just barely shorted the right mana cost. That is so unfortunate. The Bat Blast was ready and waiting, but not quite able to do it. Didn't do the math on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, if the Bat Blast was executed, then Plague was definitely executing as well, so it would be a really devastating for the Legion team. But he does not have enough mana.
Yeah, very close call indeed. So 12-11, very even in hero kills, but all of a sudden our Hellborn team has just taken over. NK is kind of picking up steam and not letting any of that momentum go right now. 8k gold, 9k experience ahead. They were at a deficit, believe it or not, earlier on in this game here. Now 23 minutes in. They're looking to be in fairly good shape. Rampage still just creeping away. He's got that Frostburn, and he's sitting with not that much gold in the bank. I think he picked something up, and I missed what it was, so we'll see. Hopefully it ends up on the courier here momentarily, and we can check it out. Did you happen to see what item Rampage bought?
Nope, I did not get it.
Yeah, I missed it as well. I was tunnel
If I were to
visioning.
guess, it would be a shrunken head. If I have to guess.
Probably picked up the one of the first pieces. The math is not adding up for the amount of money he has in the bank, but we'll see. Unfortunately, we can't see stashes, which is frustrating for a multitude of reasons. You're not going to see some engagement here, though. Glacius going to get caught by the deadly duo. Down he goes. Going to be another free kill for the Hellborn side. Pebbles now sitting on a legendary streak, 5-2-4. He has made a brilliant recovery after starting this game off 0-2. And continuing to impress me with his abilities. Wretched Hag now has the Blessed Orb, so perhaps Hag is going to become more of a deadly adversary in this game as she continues to get a little more beefy, a little more scary, sitting around 225 GPM. Not too bad, kind of par for the course. GPM chart looking strikingly more even across the board, with that one outlier still just unbelievably ahead. For what seems to be inexplicable reasons, I guess we can attribute most of that to the Alchemist Bones. And the fact that he's free farming unchecked right now.
Yeah, they did not really attempt a gang at bottom lane where Rampage was farming just now.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is their price they had to pay, so a farm Rampage for you.
And there it is, Shrunken Head just going to be finished by Rampage now, so he was definitely stockpiling some of those pieces in the bank. And, well, it's not on the courier, but I saw him pick up the recipe at least, and I imagine it's sitting there nice and pretty in his bank here. Other big item pickup here is Witch Slayer, actually going to go ahead and manage to grab a portal key. And Forsaken Archer also now grabbing that Blessed Orb. I mean, she is one step closer to the Nullstone, though still a little ways off, which is, of course, unfortunate for this Legion team. Itching for some action here, though. Ready to see some blood. I want to see it, Min. I'm out for blood.
Yeah, they got a ward aside and they know that Forsaken Archer is killing the Ancient, so I don't know if they are going to probably set up something right here, but I don't think so.
They're thinking about it. They're positioning themselves very strategically. They're going to pressure this tower and see what they can do. You know, the AFK Kings, though, seem very adamant about keeping this tier 1 mid tower alive. They have had someone defending the post pretty much this entire game. Let's see. I mean, they really have. I mean, look at this. They have 3 heroes in the mid lane right now. It's sort of been their thing, so to speak.
Yeah, it's like, no, you are not getting our tower. It's like when they lose this tower, they're gonna lose.
Yeah. That's sort of what it feels like. You know, Rampage still just farming away, 500 GPM almost. Again, my question is, when is the time? When is Rampage going to decide, you know what, I'm done farming, let's turn on the gas, let's make it rain, what have you. Down here in the bottom lane, Wretched Hag, unfortunately going to bite the bullet. Nymphora going to pour it in, not going to bring anybody with her, going to miss the Zeal stun. And it looks like the Great Escape is going to be made. Witchslayer going to be able to pour it out. Tundra hanging out here a little bit past his welcome. Invisible Pebbles looking to set something up. Nymphora may have brought Pebbles with her, actually. If he was invisible, that may have been the reason I missed him. But regardless, this kind of static farming here really seems to be advantageous for the Hellborn side. They're continuing to pull ahead here, or at least keep it even. Forsaken Archer's now finished the Nullstone, but I don't know. Rampage has the shrunken head now. Scary, scary indeed.
Yeah, Forsaken Archer has finished her Nullstone, but it's still scary, you know, with Nymphora and Pebbles. Yeah. At least, he's safe from the charge from Rampage.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the tier 1 in the mid is going to fall. That does push the Hellborn side just a pinch more ahead. NK still in a very solid position, and Rampage actually very close to level 16. Of course, the level 3 ultimate will be coming out, and that will make him even more deadly. Mr. Immortal 2012. Gonna see a double damage rune get picked up here, and uh-oh. This could be scary. Pebbles also has a shrunken head of his own. He did not go for the Soul's Bulwark as I was sort of expecting, but instead going for the shrunken head. Is going to pop it and throw the stun onto Forsaken Archer. Unfortunately, that Null Stone is going to mitigate some of his efforts here. We're sort of seeing two fights break out. Rampage is going to focus down Magnus. The Bat Blast is going to come out. That'll be the end of Witchslayer. The Hellborn side in great form here. The Plague Rider ulti going to catch some beautiful bounces. It's going to be a 3-for-0 thus far, and it's not over yet. Rampage is looking like he wants to make something happen in the tower. Vote to Concede comes out. Is it going to pass, though, is the question. Could be just sort of a rage vote. I would not be surprised. They're not that far behind. I don't know that it's time to tap out, but it's getting mighty close. If a genocide occurs here, that very well may be the case. Forsaken Archer dangerously low. A bad blink from Wretched Hag here will mean the survival of Forsaken Archer. If only he blinked a little bit closer, could have gotten that sonar scream off. Still very nicely done by the Hellborn side. Now 17-12. They're ahead by a pretty darn significant margin.
Yeah, just now we actually see the spike actually split into two fights where Witchslayer actually initiated on Wretched Hag. So yeah, actually well played by Hellborn. They actually went to assist Wretched Hag and keep him alive. So yeah, good job on that.
Yeah, it was also a good choice from Rampage to focus on Magnus. It just totally took him out of the fight. You know, Magnus can be one of those elusive heroes that can do a lot of fancy work, although this Magnus is pretty underfarmed right now. I think it was still a good choice to identify a target he could pretty much take out single-handedly and, well, just eliminate from the fight altogether. So, well done across the boards, and of course, they are rewarded by pulling further ahead in this game. You know you've got to be feeling good when you make the other team do sort of a rage vote to concede that doesn't pass. That's generally a good sign that you're doing pretty well. Nice
I think yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rage concede, I think.
Yep, absolutely. But Emo Slime raging a little bit right now. Mr. Tundra probably a bit frustrated that he hasn't gotten that portal key yet. You can see he's pulling the gold. I'm sure he's been itching for it. But going 4 and 5 now, kind of unfortunate. And uh-oh, there comes Nymphora. They're going to pick on him a little bit. And unfortunately, Pebbles is going to get hit by the curl. That's going to tick off his portal key. He's going to blink forward. Actually going to miss the Stalagmites. Witchslayer going to come in with that PK. Plague Rider coming as well. As Nymphora going to be able to survive this. She gets the cursed armor. And a silver bullet to the face going to be enough. The Bat Blast going to come in. Only going to connect with Witchslayer. Now Magnus trying to channel the ultimate. It's not going to happen. He's going to get dropped like he's hot. The Hellborn team coming in to clean it up. And it looks like that'll be the end of Witchslayer as well. Great team support. Nymphora going to be the only one going down. And Forsaken Archer, the lone survivor here for the Legion team because she wasn't in the fight whatsoever. An absolute massacre. Furthering the lead now for Team NK. They're in great shape. It may actually be time for AFKK to consider passing that concede vote. Of course, it is a best of 3, and in a best of 3, sometimes it's better just to tap out that game 1 to not demoralize yourself and come into game 2 with a fresh head instead of dragging out that one kind of bitter game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you with this. I mean, like, if it's a best of 3, then you had to, like, okay, put down the hatred first. I'm clear your minds and keep calm. Go for a second game and yeah, get this opportunity and win the game. So yeah.
Yeah, got to reset, recognize mistakes that were made, and reapproach the series in a new light. You know, you got to take it one game at a time. Here, though, I don't know. They're running out of opportunities. I think this Forsaken Archer is just a little bit too far behind compared to the Rampage and Pebbles duo. Just looking at the GPM, not only is Forsaken Archer not quite up to snuff, and he's doing okay. You know, he's holding his own. It's the rest of the team that's so underfarmed. I mean, Magnus and Glacius are virtually a free kill to you know, either Wretched Hag, Rampage, or Pebbles pretty much every time. I mean, they're just so squishy. Witch Slayer, not quite so squishy, but falling into the same boat. And the fact that Tundra still doesn't have that portal key really limits his effectiveness as far as an initiator and counter-initiator, sometimes more importantly. So, lots of problems for the Legion side. I don't know that they'll be able to climb this one back. It's a pretty high wall that they're going to have to climb here, man.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for them because if they can actually execute Magma's ultimate without any issues, they might have a chance to turn it back. But it's really hard because Pebbles and Rampage have already a shrunken head. So yeah, but definitely portal key will set up better chances for the Legion team. Yeah, so and he's like the 79 GPM is not even great.
Yeah, 79 GPM, a little scary. A little bit scary. You know, Glace, and again, looking at the supports tell a pretty good story here. We did actually miss a kill. Staring at that graph, hardcore caster tunnel vision. It's getting late. It's getting late, guys. Sorry about that. We did see Witch Slayer fall in the mid lane. But the supports tell the story here. You know, the lowest support in M4 at 159 GPM, she is just about on par with if you combine the two lowest GPMs from Magnus and Glacius. So you look at that. You know, the Hellborn side, they just have map control. They have more money to go around. The supports are actually able to be real members of the team instead of free kills if they get caught remotely out of position. More scary items being picked up. The Abyssal Skull now in the inventory of Rampage. Love the choice for the Abyssal Skull to come out here. The Soul's Bulwark on Pebbles as well. Certainly a good item choice. Charge forward from Rampage. He's going to cancel it. They're going to go back in, though. The Bat Blast going to follow up. And yeah, this is just going to be a massacre. The Plague Rider ulti comes out, bounces around the creeps, but still does a fair bit of damage. Takes a bounce for Forsaken Archer. And it's looking like Archer may go down here. They're going to dive into the base. No, actually, Witch Slayer going to blink back defensively. Is it going to be enough, though? Nope, Rampage is going to be there. Down goes Archer, and down goes Witch Slayer as well. That's going to be a clean sweep, 5-0. The vote to concede comes out. The Genocide, and yep, it's going to pass. No sense denying it. That was a pretty convincing game for the Hellborn team, and it was all said and done. Pretty solid game, though. Not a bad way to start off the series. Of course, it is a best of 3, and we're going to be moving into game number 2. Failing to retrieve the match information. A little upset.
Yeah, I can't retrieve it as well.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. So there we go. The final stats. Team NK taking a game off of the AFK Kings. It is a best of 3. We'll see if the AFK Kings can take us into an ace match or if NK can sweep it 2-0 for a spot in the finals. Stay tuned, guys. We've got another game coming up in just a couple of minutes.